Hey, welcome to the Oakley Podcast, Trucking Business and Family. My name is Jeremy Kellett. I'm Director of Recruiting here at Oakley Trucking, and I'm your host for this podcast. And along beside me, helping me out on this episode is, of course, Miss Megan Cummings. Hey, Megan.
Hey.
And we got Wendy Peeks sitting in with us because this one involves a little bit of Wendy. Hey, you doing all right, Wendy?
I'm doing great today.
Good. Today's episode, we're talking trading trucks. So there's a lot, you would think of the outside listening in, there's not a whole lot that goes into trading trucks, because they're just going to go trade trucks.
Sign the papers.
Drive
away.
I mean, you buy a vehicle, you go out there, I'm going to buy a vehicle. Some people do it spur of the moment. Mm-hmm. It's a done deal, and there's a lot more to it when we're talking about trading trucks, specifically here at Oakley, and that's what we're going to get into here in a minute. We're going to talk about title work. We're going to talk about what you need to bring when you come in here and be prepared. We're going to talk about appointments at the shop, appointments with Megan, and just a lot of other details that we hope benefit you, because we've seen it time and time again where trading trucks is a bad experience. And we don't want it to be a bad experience for you or for us, and it has for both in many cases. So we want to try to give you some good tips, maybe, I guess you could say, on the best process of trading trucks here at Oakley. So before we get started on that, of course, as always, our sponsors, Aero Truck Sales, our new sponsor, Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer, those guys down the street. We got some pretty good feedback from guys using them already. So, I appreciate our sponsors. We keep it limited to two, just to be honest with you. Because, we want two good ones. We want two good ones that we have confidence in, we can refer you to, that we know is going to take care of you. So, if you haven't visited Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer, give them a call. Go down there, let them look at your truck. Matter of fact, the special that they're running since they became a sponsor is they're not charging for if you have a light on. So if you have an check engine light or something like that, normally places are going to charge you for that diagnostic fee, and they're not. So you have that happen, go check them out. Of course, Aero Truck Sales. Matter of fact, I got some input from Keith on trading trucks that we're going to get to, too, that he's got some suggestions when it comes to that, too. So appreciate our sponsors, appreciate our listeners. Megan, you want to touch on our listeners and subscribing and sharing and the best way to do that?
I tell you guys every week. I guess I'm just going to have to beat it into their heads. Sharing, reposting on TikTok is my personal favorite. Liking, subscribing, commenting.
Yeah.
I would like to see more comments.
Yeah, I would, too. That helps, especially on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Which
YouTube
I talked
channel.
to, who's I talking to today that said they listen to it all the time, but they never watch it. I'm like, man.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's make sure and recommend an episode where we look really good.
Yeah.
And then we can just kind of ease them
But
into it that way.
Disclaimer, do not watch it going down the road.
No, don't do that.
Goodness.
We're not recommending that.
I got a 10-hour break.
Yeah.
Watch it during that time.
You know how many episodes you could get in on your 10-hour break? Anyways, liking, commenting, subscribing. There's the Oakley Facebook page. We've got a TikTok page, YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple Podcast. You can listen to the new episode as soon as it comes out Wednesday morning.
Yep. We've been using, actually, here lately, the last few weeks, we've been using Facebook. Annabelle's been putting out some questions.
Yeah, that's
people.
My favorite.
And, well, let's do a little bit of this one right now, because this one is, so I wanted, the reason I asked Annabelle to put that out on Facebook was I want our listeners to get an idea of just how many trucks a person has, while working here. Mm-hmm. Because
kind of goes both ways.
To me, yeah, it does. But to me, there's a lot more trading than there is. I'm keeping my old one forever. And I don't think people realize how many trucks they have. Like, how many of our owner-operators, how many truck numbers have they had?
Yeah.
Not just one, a bunch. So she asked that question today, how many trucks have you owned since being leased on with Oakley, and how long have you worked here?
Okay, I noticed right off the bat, George Geert, 3 trucks, 6 years. So you figure every 2 years, roughly. A lot of people want to trade before they get finished with that warranty, before their warranty expires.
Yep. I was talking to Robert Brewster today. He's been here 10 years in April, and he's on his 4th truck.
Really?
Yep. Yep. And he does the same thing, trade when the warranty runs out. Here's Jeff Wolf, 5 different trucks in 7 years.
I don't know if he commented or not, but the guy that I recruited, his name's Eric Crane. He was here for, how long was he here before he traded, Wendy?
2 months, 3 months.
2 months, 2 trucks. So
Yeah.
he's already traded.
Yeah.
You know, some people do it before a year. And then on the other end of the spectrum, I think the Tallies commented somewhere, didn't they?
Yep.
What'd they say?
1 truck in 9 years.
9 years.
They've kept their same one.
Oh, look at Ralph May.
Same truck.
1 truck, 19 years.
I know that truck too.
Yeah. His truck number starts with a 4, doesn't it?
But I don't know. But
so.
his truck, you know, these guys that keep those trucks, they keep them up.
Yeah.
I mean, they look good. It's not some kind of
No.
fenders flapping going down the road trucks. I mean,
Yeah.
they take care of them, you know, repaint them, make sure they're serviced, well maintained, all that stuff. So yeah, that's good. 3 in 10 years, Tracy Johnson, Dean Fournay, 2 in 6 years, Randy Kaiser, 2 in 7 years.
James Godwin says, working on obtaining my first so I can come over.
There you go.
Looky there.
So I think, you know, it's just Dave DeMann, 3 in 9 years. Olaf, 2 trucks in almost 15 years. So he's like me. He buys something and just keeps it.
Mm-hmm.
That's me.
That's you too, Wendy? Yeah, I know. You just buy it and you just keep it, hang on to it. 2 trucks in about 4.5 years. 2 trucks, 2.5 years. Nathan Nelson. You know, it does vary, but I think, you know, by asking these kind of questions, you get the idea of how many truck trades we go. So, and this is just a few people here.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got 900 owner-operators. So how many trucks, you know, that's something we should have looked up. Wendy, do you know how many we do average a week or a month?
Well, 16 years ago, whenever I started in permits, I probably did about 7 a month. Now we can average anywhere from 4 to 7 a week on guys coming in with new trucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's amazing how Megan took over right at the right time, didn't she, Wendy?
She sure did.
Yeah. Didn't take me long to figure that out.
Hey, I'm David Dunn with Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer. Arkansas's highest rated, locally owned, and family operated heavy and medium duty diesel repair and service. Certified technicians with the latest computer diagnostics to repair everything from Fords to Freightliners. Specializing in suspensions, transmissions, brakes, after-treatment systems, and complete engine rebuilds. Tired of paying high dealership prices with long wait times? Let Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer get your truck back on the road where it belongs.
Well, let's get started on some of these tips. And I appreciate you girls sitting here with me because y'all deal with it every day. I mean, every day, every week, in and out on getting these, you know, trading trucks, these guys coming in with new trucks. And it's very important to know some of the details with this. I mean, you know, let's talk about first, one, let me just get the elephant out of the room here because this is my department to where I fight this every day, and that's knowing the weight of the truck.
Yeah.
This is the big deal that I have conversations with every day, almost daily, about the weight of the truck and what does the weight of the truck have to be. Well, it varies with every division, and the hard part is they add so much to the trucks. So it's hard to get a weight, an exact weight of the truck. When you go to the dealership and you need to know the weight of the truck, they're going to try to give you the dry weight on the door, which, you know, Peterbilt, Kenworth, Freightliner, they're all different on how they come up with that weight, whether it's got a little bit of any fluids in any part of the truck or not. So it's very difficult to take that weight and add to it accurately. That's why we always tell you, make the salesman put it on a scale and let us know how much fuel's in there. Because if you put it on a scale, we got a weight ticket. We can add fuel. We can add wet kit, blower, APU. If you put an APU, we can add all that up and see because, you know, it's a bad, and these owner-operators, I know they try real hard, but it's I see it every week of that truck weighs more than I thought it was going to. We never have one, well, it's less than I thought it was going to be. Never. That never happens. It's always, it weighs more than what I thought it was going to weigh. And that's very frustrating because we have had to turn some guys around. I mean, just, we just can't use you. You're too heavy. The truck is too heavy. We have to concentrate here on being able to haul the weight because we're paid by the ton. And it's critical that the truck does not exceed the maximum weight, which, like a hopper is 19.5, half a tank of fuel, your stuff in it, ready to go. And that is the limit. You can't be any heavier than that to pull a hopper. And, all these trucks are different. I always get the comments, well, I see this so-and-so truck, I see this W900, I see this Pete down there. I'm telling you, they're all way different. We're amazed even when we put them on the scale and we go, man, I thought that'd be heavier than that. I mean, it's just everybody's different. So you've got to get an accurate weight so we can add things to it. And I'll help you. I don't mind helping a bit because the last thing I want is you to get here and be too heavy to work. That's not what we want. And we've seen it a bunch where we've had guys go buy trucks, don't pay attention to the weight. They get here. What's the first thing you used to ask for, Wendy?
Where's your weight ticket?
Where's your weight ticket? Too heavy. Now all of a sudden, I can't pull a hopper anymore. Uh-oh. Well, now, can I pull a dump or a pneumatic? Well, I bought an automatic. Uh-oh. Now we got problems with the PTO. We'll get to that later. It's just weight is the most critical step in this process, that the weight of your truck, and we got an idea of what you're going to be completed with the fuel, half a tank of fuel, the APU, the wet kit. The wet kit's about 600 pounds, and the blower is about the same. You can add about 600. You can add about 7.5 pounds a gallon of fuel. So if you need 150 gallons times 7.5, you can add that to that weight. And if you're going to get an APU, you can add that to the weight. And then, of course, I always hear, well, APU, you got APU, you get 400 pounds. Yeah, but nobody does that. Nobody goes in there and tries to gross out at 80,400 pounds because they got APU. That don't happen. So, I just stress to you of working with us, getting the weight as accurate as we possibly can before you get here. That way we don't have any hiccups and when it comes to that, because it's going to be the first thing now Megan's going to ask for, where's your weight ticket?
After asking how your morning's going.
Yeah. Of course. Right. So yeah, and I understand you guys got to live in these trucks, and I respect that for sure, because I want you to be comfortable. I want you to get what you want and to be able to do the job. I mean, I totally get that, but I want you to see our side of it, to where this business is competitive, and we're giving rates, based on the ton of what we can haul. And our competition is always typically lighter than us, because a lot of them have company trucks, and they're able to beat us on some of these prices. So it just, it makes a huge difference if you can help us help you, because the more the freight we can get and be competitive on us, the more freight you're going to be able to haul. So, and I appreciate the guys that do. We got a lot of owner-operators that take pride in lightening their truck up. I mean, they order it, they get it, all this stuff light, and come in here, and I'm like, how did you get that truck that light? I mean, they got down to the nitty-gritty on ordering it, and they were real specific on things. And so it can be done. That deal of, hey, all these trucks are heavy is not the case all the time. I mean, they can get light, but it does a lot has to go into that, and I don't want to take away from the owner-operator and what he has to do out there. So, All right, enough on the weight.
Also, I wanted to add about that.
Okay.
If you ever have any questions, if you feel a little, I'm not sure, just call in and we'll send you over to Jeremy. I mean, it's always better to be safe than sorry, because, like you were saying, it would suck to get to the yard and then have to swap divisions or just, whatever, any kind of a hold up in that process, because you're already, it's not a fun process to buy a new truck most of the time. So,
No.
Let's talk about paperwork. I mean, don't you think that's that's the first thing.
Scary is what it is.
What's scary about it?
Paperwork? It's just so much.
Well,
It's really not. There's not a lot of green tape, red tape.
Red tape.
It's red
Yep.
tape.
Red tape,
Yeah,
yes.
I wish it was green tape. But the biggest thing about paperwork, and this is something that Wendy beat into my head before I started, was just as much as you can get finished before they get here, which takes cooperation from the driver and from the dealership, wherever you're buying from,
And the lien holder.
and the lien holder. Yeah.
What about the lien holder, Wendy? What do you mean?
Well, some lien holders want to throw a wrench in the process and say, no, I don't want it titled in Oklahoma. I want it titled in the state that he lives in. Well, we won't be able to get a tag.
Yeah, explain that to a lot of them listening out there. Why do we do that?
Well, we base plate out of Oklahoma, and one of Oklahoma's requirements is on any new or new used truck purchase, it has to be titled in Oklahoma. And, we have a process that we can go through to where the lien holder doesn't want to release the title to anyone but a DMV. We have that process in the works where you just send us a copy of the reassigned title, then we can do the title work and send it to a DMV in Oklahoma. The dealership sends the title to the same DMV, and we can process that title.
Because you have that relationship with the DMV in Oklahoma.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also wanted to mention about Oklahoma. So we can base plate out of Oklahoma because we have
An office
or a yard
Correct.
in Oklahoma. And I used to use this as a recruiting tactic back whenever I spent my days in recruiting. Since you title your truck out of Oklahoma, you don't have to pay sales tax.
That is correct.
Yeah. Good point.
So that God knows. We should have looked that up. I mean, how much would sales tax on a truck be? On
Yeah.
a $150,000, they get up to, sometimes we'll have $250,000 trucks. I mean, it's not abnormal at all.
No, not anymore.
So whatever.
Yeah, that's a
sales
big
tax-
savings.
Yeah.
It is on the sales tax.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people don't understand, especially the lien holders, like you're saying, they don't know anything about, like we're providing a tag to our owner operators. They're buying a tag from us. So, and it's got to be an Oklahoma tag. Well, the lien holder they don't really care,
Right.
a lot of them that you're dealing with, right?
Well,
I would say 95% of them don't care. Say, yes, please do the title work for me. That way I don't have to worry about it. But there are some out there that, no, I want it titled in this state.
What do you do then?
The owner-operator has to get their own tag.
Yeah.
if we can't kiss up enough, sometimes
With
we
the
can.
bank.
Yeah, sometimes, and that's what it all goes back to, letting us know as soon as the air changes, and you're like, you know what, I think I might look at a new truck. That's why, because in the event that there is any issues, it's way better to know, a month away that this is who my lien holder is, or even 2 weeks.
So most of these owner operators, they go to a dealership, and the dealership arranges all that. They find a lien holder to take the truck, and so they really don't. What does the owner operator need to do right in the very beginning when they're talking to a dealership?
Say, hey, I'm leased to Oakley Trucking, and we need to title this truck in Oklahoma.
Is that possible? Yeah, that's what.
Is that possible? Yes.
Yeah, because it depends on who they get approved
Right.
through, because they're trying all these different lenders to get them financed.
A lot of the dealerships too, not just here. We've got a pretty extensive list of dealerships that we work with often, having 900 plus people trading all the time, new trucks and stuff like that. We've got a lot of people that we work with very often. So most of the time, that's really all it does take, is just, I'm leased to Oakley. Oh yeah, I do work with Wendy all the time.
Yeah. that makes it nice. You know
Yeah.
that's going to go well. Mm-hmm. But we've had some bad examples where guys have bought trucks from individuals.
Yep. If you buy it from a truck from an individual, make sure that they have a current registration. Because individual to individual, you have to have a copy of that prior registration, and it has to be current. If it's not current, then you're going to be paying for a park tag that can cost anywhere from $100 up to a couple $1,000.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Yep.
Yep.
We just had one recently that cost $3,900.
Oh my gosh! And that's Oklahoma requires that to have a current registration, and the $3,900 is for
To get registration current, because the person that had the truck before just let their tag lapse, and
yeah. So if you're thinking about buying a truck that's been sitting and hadn't been tagged, you need to take that in consideration.
yes, sir.
Going to cost a little bit of money, for sure, or get your own tag. I mean, it would be cheaper than $3,900 to get your own tag.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know those circumstances are different, but title work is critical. Anything else we want to add to that title work? You had something, Wendy, on if it was paid off.
Oh, so if you've paid your truck off, make sure you get with Megan, myself, or Valerie, and send us a copy of that lien release, because we need to get that lien holder off your insurance. Because if something did happen to your truck and that lien holder's still on your insurance, that check's going to be paid to them and to you. And
yeah, if they're no part of it anymore, you don't want that trying to get them off of the check.
that is so true.
Yeah.
We can also do your get a clear title.
Yes.
If you're selling the truck and you just got your title back because you paid it off, and you're going to sell it to an individual before you purchase a new one for yourself, you want that lien holder taken off of there. You've got your lien release. What all do you need, Wendy?
The original title and that original lien release.
Yep.
And get
And
that
it's
to
how
us.
much off of your
$12.66.
$12.66 to get you a clear title. And
That's
then
right.
we'll just stick it. Do we stick that in the mail after we get them back?
What the
Or
new
does that just
title?
go straight to them?
It'll be mailed straight to them.
Be on the lookout for that.
Now, if you have a lease truck, once you pay that truck off and that leasing company sends you the title, you have 30 days to flip that title into your name. You get that title to Megan, and we'll get it flipped.
Yeah. Remember that when you get, I know there's not a lot. Most of them trade before they get it paid off, but you got some examples there we read earlier. It's had trucks for a long time. So
Yeah.
get it paid off. Make sure you make that adjustment for sure.
At Aero Truck Sales in Springfield, Missouri, they take the hassle out of buying and selling semi-trucks. No matter the manufacturer, the style of cab, or the type of engine under the hood, they can make you a fair offer on your semi-truck with no games or gimmicks. They carry trucks from all the major manufacturers in the trucking industry and perform a thorough inspection of every truck on their lot to ensure safety and quality and give you confidence that you're getting a reliable truck that will last you for years at a price that you can afford. Aero has partnered with Oakley Trucking and the Oakley Podcast for years and are proud to provide our owner-operators with trucks that meet Oakley's qualifications and each owner-operator's specific needs. So whether you're a first-time owner-operator or just looking for a change of scenery, give Keith Wilson a call at 573-216-6047 and let them know you heard it here on the Oakley Podcast.
Moving on, you need to let the dealership know you're going to Oakley Trucking. See if they know anything about us.
First, you need to let us know.
First, you need to let us know.
Yes.
Okay, let Megan know.
And maybe Wendy.
And
Teresa.
Teresa,
Yes.
the shop. That's where I was headed with that. So, we got a lot of, but if they'll call you,
Send them out direct. After I'm done, I'll send you out to Teresa.
you transfer them to Teresa so Teresa can get them on the schedule.
Yeah.
Here's what's been happening. So I sent an email out to Toby and Teresa out in the shop, and I said, we're going to do a podcast on trading trucks. And, of course, neither one of them wanted to participate, but that's okay. The first thing they said is, do not show up here unannounced.
Correct.
Do not show up on this yard and tell me you're trading trucks and you need to take your stuff off, and I'm going to go get my new one and be back tomorrow or the next day. Because that is a recipe for hanging out on the yard for a long time.
A
with
2-day
nothing to
vacation
do.
in Little Rock.
Yeah. That is the biggest complaint I think we've had is communicating that with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
So everybody knows, from Megan to Teresa in the shop. I mean, that's critical information that we need
Well,
to
I talked
piece
to
it
my
together.
dispatcher. He didn't tell
Yeah.
you?
No, probably
No?
not. No, we get a lot of that. So, and then, because they're going to have to make a schedule for you. A lot of times they can do it on Monday mornings out in the shop, depending on what we have in orientation, because they've got a window there. We're waiting to get physicals done on the orientation group, so they can a lot of times get trucks done on a Monday. But after that, it's pretty much going to be Wednesday or thereafter.
Yeah.
So get an appointment at the shop. I don't know how.
It's also, speaking of appointments at the shop, it's always better to make one and cancel. If it's not looking good, pretty much as soon as you give me a call and let me know, hey, I'm thinking about trading trucks. This is where I'm thinking about trading at. This is around the time that I'll probably be there, but you don't have a for sure answer on like an exact date. We want to go ahead and put you on the schedule. So we have that available time just in case. And then if it doesn't work out or you can't make it here or it's taking a little bit longer on the truck, it's always better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Sound like y'all have talked about this before.
Yeah. I say it sometimes, at home when I'm by myself, I'm getting all the thoughts out from the day.
And the other thing the shop, Teresa, added too was if in certain circumstances they have pulled the equipment off themselves,
Yes.
and are bringing, the truck doesn't come in here. Maybe a hopper doesn't need any equipment or anything, and they just pull everything off of the truck. It's critical that we get everything off the truck, like
The
E-logs.
geotab,
e-logs.
Any kind of camera equipment.
Teresa said,
pre-pass. We've had them leave the pre-pass.
yeah. She said get everything that goes with the e-logs.
There's a lot of cords
Yeah.
that go with the cameras, so you definitely want to make sure that you're uninstalling that correctly, because that's stuff that you can be charged for if it's not taken out correctly, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But also on the old truck, decals,
IFTA stickers, New York Cut
Cut
stickers.
plate.
Yep.
We've had them leave them on there.
Yeah.
They had to call the dealership. Can you send this to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you want to see them. We want to know that they're off
Yes.
for sure. So, yeah, you got to get all that stuff. To make sure that we're helping them complete this transaction good. And
Yeah.
we're getting everything done on our end. So, that's good. So, when they come in, I know you gave a list of when they come in the office, finally, they got the truck here. What do they need to bring y'all? Or you, Megan? Yeah, not Wendy anymore.
Oh, no. I need a copy. I need your permit book so I can get your permits updated. We'll give you a brand new stack of permits, and a scale ticket. We need to know how much we've got to have a copy of that to put in our system with your new truck information.
Yep.
And honestly,
Odometer readings.
yeah, odometer reading, tire size, what kind of engine you got in the truck. We'll need the odometer reading from your old truck whenever you
Say, I don't
park
want this.
it and you're done with it, or sell it, whatever you do with the old truck. And we'll also need the odometer reading when you picked up the new truck, what that
Okay.
shiny new odometer says. Also, I did want to mention this. If you're parking your truck because you're going to sell it, you haven't sold it yet, maybe you're just going to let it rot outside, or it's in the shop somewhere, you're not selling it, we need to know where you parked the old truck at as well. So if it's in the shop in Dallas, Texas, you need to keep that in mind. If it's at home, if you parked it to sell it, if you just parked it at home, whatever, you're going to have paperwork to fill out whenever you come in to the office that's going to ask you what you did with the old truck as well.
And talking about not selling, their old truck or trading in their old truck, we cannot transfer a 2290
Yes. I wanted to mention that.
unless
Oh, yeah.
it's sold, traded, or destroyed. It's the only way we can transfer a 2290 from one truck to the other
Say
truck.
that again.
If a truck is sold, traded, or destroyed, we can transfer the 2290
Okay.
from that truck to their new truck.
Okay.
But if they still own that truck, we cannot transfer
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Which,
It's according
mean,
to
it-
what time of the year it is.
yeah, it's a
they'll
bummer
just-
anyways. But if you're not coming in around June, you won't have to pay, or July, you won't have to pay the full $550. Most of the time, it's a prorated amount. You just kind of have to catch that at the right time. But yeah, if you sell it or if you trade it at the dealership, it's going to be $0 to the IRS, and it's just a matter of switching your VIN numbers over.
Or
pretty
they have
much.
to pay 1 month if it's in the middle of the month if they drove both trucks.
So are y'all as confused as I am listening to this? I mean, but hey, this is all said because we want to help.
Yeah.
That's right.
We want to help. We want to help you make it a not as stressful transition when it comes to trading trucks, because it sure can be. You can
Did
imagine. I
we-
mean, I don't know if we probably won't have any more truck trades
Oh, whatever.
after this
It's
episode.
fine. I think really, if anybody should take anything away from this, it's just to just call us and let us know.
Yes.
Yes.
As soon as you
call.
and honestly, really everything else will be taken care of. Y'all don't got to worry about it. I did want to mention. Did we talk about insurance yet?
Nope.
So we get a lot of calls. Most of the time, it's I'm about to pick up a new truck. Do I need trip insurance? And what I would like to say is, if you would have called me about 2 weeks ago, I could have told you that. I'm just kidding. We can cut that out. That makes me sound really mean. Anyways, you don't have to have trip insurance for a new truck. So what we do as soon as we get a whiff that you're trading trucks, we'll send you an email that's got a couple forms attached. And there's an insurance request form on there. So basically, all it is the transition from your old truck information to your new truck information. So as soon as you tell us whichever date you're ready for the new truck to be insured, the new truck is insured. And we can have the certificate ready in 15 minutes or less.
Yeah. Good.
Yep.
Maybe. At least within the day.
And one other question that I would always get, why do I have to get a new truck number?
That too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm
We were
so
going
sick
to
of
talk
that.
about
That makes me feel like a comic book villain.
Yeah.
When I tell them that they
That
have to
makes
get a new
me
truck
look
number.
like a new guy.
New guy. Yeah.
Well, it has to do with our accounting system. We have to end everything on this truck and start new on this truck, but you keep your seniority date.
Yeah. Has nothing to
Yeah.
do with that. That's confused a lot. Well, I saw these new truck numbers and y'all are up to so and so. Well, I mean, a lot of those are truck trades. I mean, a big majority of them are truck trades.
Yeah.
So everybody thinks it's just, we've hired a bunch of people, but that is not.
We
the
do
case.
give you the option, though. I feel like
Yeah.
we should
Option
clarify.
of
a new truck
picking
number.
a new truck number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
within reason.
Yeah.
We've got like a group that we'll let you choose from. So
Something that's easy to remember. I guess.
yeah, that way you can look for your mom's birthday,
So,
your favorite meal at McDonald's, if it's a number 13 or something like that. I don't know if McDonald's has a number 13, but if they did, there was something else I was gonna say as well.
all right.
Okay, so
Hurry up. You're running out of time.
Also, you have to sign a new lease.
Yes.
The new lease does not mean you have a new anniversary date, because some guys will come in and their anniversary will be on February 17th, and they're coming in on February.
Yeah. Middle of the year, they
Yeah,
think it's going
something
to
like
change
that.
their anniversary
Yeah.
date. I didn't think about that.
So that's just you've got a brand new. You're gonna have brand new permits, a brand new copy of your lease with your new truck information on it.
That does not change your anniversary date.
Does not change your anniversary date. Brand
That's
new
correct.
truck number and a brand new truck.
Yep. So, which means, I mean, this really goes back to picking a reputable dealership.
Yeah.
Yes.
To do a truck trade with. Just don't get that truck as the one I want. Don't get glazed over with I got to have that truck and it not be at a very good reputable dealership. I mean, we've seen we've seen them sell trucks to our guys and not even have a title.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And here we sit, and here our owner-operator sits trying to deal with the person and get a title, and idle time, not making any money, not making us any money, not – you got to be – you just got to be with a reputable dealership.
Man, I wish I knew where we could find one. Where's a reputable dealership these days?
Yeah. I wouldn't know. And it's, hey, speaking of, I'm glad you said that because I wanted to tell a couple things that Keith sent me. And I said that earlier on of what he was mentioning about trading trucks. This was just pretty good information, and then we got to close this thing out.
We're having so much fun.
Well, y'all can keep going. I got to call it here in a minute. But no, Keith, he was talking about actually hit the side of it if you're trading your truck to me. So if you're trading trucks with Keith, he had some good suggestions of, hey, if you're trading it with me, it needs to have a current past level 1 DOT inspection from Oakley, he said, and this would be of value for on the trade that they're looking to trade in. So it's going to be because Keith has a lot of confidence in our shop out here, and if it passes a DOT inspection from us, then he's going to say, okay, this truck is in tip-top condition, and he's going to give more money for it. Paperwork on major engine transmission work is helpful because a lot of them say, hey, the motor was rebuilt, but if you don't have any paperwork to back it up or prove it, not really carry any weight with it. So you got it, but if you've got the paperwork that you've had some major engine or transmission work done, and then he says that helps tremendously. Of course, he throws in the disclaimer, I can't pay a retail price for a trade, but if the truck's in good condition and has a level 1D inspection and decent miles, then he will definitely pay above wholesale market price, but definitely not retail. Which, I mean, everybody knows that. It's common sense. I mean, should be happening. He does, take miles and condition in consideration. He says pretty much if your truck is over 700,000 miles, he's just going to wholesale it. So it's not, they're not going to make any money off the truck is what he's telling me. It'll just, go straight to the wholesale market. So, and important, he says, exclamation point, the truck needs to be titled in the customer's name or business name. If there's a lien showing on the title, we must have a lien release from the lender, which is we discussed a little bit sooner. He has the same issue sometimes. So anyway, that's some good tips from Keith on if you're trading your truck into him.
Yep.
To get a little bit more money out of it, which is what we're always after. So
Absolutely.
All right, girls. I think that was a lot of info to take in. It's there's a lot to it when it comes to trading trucks. We're pretty particular here at Oakley. We're particular on the truck, 5-year or newer tractor, good shape, preferably have warranty, looks good. And then these girls are particular on the paperwork and making sure we got everything done right. And so we can get you, our goal is to get them in and out of here.
Yeah.
Yes.
And not be stuck here and make this transition as simple, seamless as possible and get on down the road and back to making money. Because as we all know, truck drivers don't have patience. I don't
I'd
either.
say it. So.
Most of them don't. There's some that do.
We need to put one of those old-timey, where it's like got our face on it and then our line that just says call me, because that's really the moral of the story.
That's it.
Just call us. We'll take care of everything else.
Yep.
You gotta lose any sleep over it. I will lose sleep over it,
I have.
but you don't have to.
I had a guy, and this is a true story. I had a guy today call me, and I'd actually picked up Kent's line, and he was buying a truck, and he needed some trip insurance. And through this process, I was giving him some trip insurance number. He said, do y'all do this with everybody? I said, like, what are you talking about? He said, well, people buying trucks, you help everybody this much? I said, well, yeah.
Of course we do.
Of course we do, man. We wanted to.
Is he leasing on?
Yeah, he was
That is so
shocked.
exciting.
Yeah, he was
Aw.
leasing on. He's a recruit, and he's leasing on, and he was shocked that we're trying to help people, you know, with this process. So anyway, good little story there. Other than that, I think we covered everything. If we missed something, and this may generate a lot of questions, which is good. We want comments and we want questions. So be sure and hit us up. I mean, you know, this is part of our podcast, being transparent to our owner operators and trying to help them and help us too, you know. And if you got questions about dealerships, title work, weight of the truck, you know, the shop, just ask
Call
us.
Wendy.
Call Megan.
Call Megan.
Call Megan.
Call Wendy or Jeremy.
and for y'all that didn't listen to the last episode, so Vicky left.
Yeah.
Wendy took Vicky's position, so now Megan is Wendy.
Yeah.
So anytime you have a question for Wendy, it's actually a question for Megan now.
Yeah, and then I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm also going to ask Wendy.
So making a few changes around here, and it's all good. So anything else y'all like to add? Good?
I'm just happy to be here.
Isn't it great?
That's right.
Yeah.
Call
Well,
us.
that's it. Yeah, call us and let us know. Hey, I appreciate everybody listening to the Oakley Podcast, man. You guys are awesome. I hope this helps you. I know it's kind of a, you know, maybe not a lot of people want to listen to this episode, but it's good information. I mean, we want to help you make the process better. So you got any questions, let us know. Once again, we appreciate you listening to the podcast. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks.